Okay. I can do anything for at least a half an hour. So we're going to make this happen. Hey there, YouTube, slash your chicks and slash your dudes. My name's Alicia, and this is Slash Your Chick TV, where we like to talk about growth mindset and negotiation strategies. So you never have to choose between this or that. You can always say yes to this slash that. And I'm going to get my banner set up so that you can know that this is day 36 of 90 consecutive days of live streaming. And on this first day here, I'm going to have what is now going to be known as Thrive Thursday. Okay. And so here's the things that we will talk about on Thrive Thursday. We'll talk about thriving. And specifically, I wanted to share today why I would even pick that title. Now, I had this page already pulled up somewhere before, and now, of course, when I want to show you this uh, Webster's, was it a Webster's definition? I don't know. But the now, of course, when I want to show you the definition is not readily available, but I'm going to pull it up and we're going to talk about why this is Thrive Thursday. So, perfect. Google came through. Wait, what is this Microsoft Bing thing here? Oh, oh, wait, I do not remember putting on this Copilot add-on or Bing extension. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll deal with that later with the level of violation I feel that I swear they just put this in here. I did not. Anyway, thrive. To thrive means to grow or develop successfully, to prosper, to flourish. That is so apropos for what this channel is about. Thriving can also mean to do well in a situation that others might find difficult or unpleasant. And since this is about growth and development, it's often going to be difficult or unpleasant to get to the other side, right? Like your best thinking got you here, but to get you there was required different thinking. And one of the things I realized is that, for some people, rock bottom is like $10,000 in their bank account. That may not be you, but for some people that's rock bottom. And it's okay that your rock bottom can be someone else's summit. It's okay to thrive. I give you full permission. Now, thriving can imply to living things such as plants or animals, abstract things such as goals or businesses, and it's often used with a preposition on to indicate what helps or causes something to thrive, such as thrives on conflict. Okay, that's not what we're talking about then. But this is what I was actually looking for was these definitions that I wanted to just give you about thriving. Hello, Coach Sherry. Congratulations on your what was it again? I just left your live. I think it was day 39, right? Um, but prosper, flourish, all the things that are associated with thrive. And initially, when COVID first happened, I used to feel a little bad about that I was, in fact, thriving. Now, yes, I had to be quarantined. They really are flying by now. Like it's getting so much easier. Um, but yes, I had to quarantine. There was some uncertainty once that happened. But I got a new job during COVID that turned out to be, yeah, here I am 4 years later and I still love it. I moved the year after unexpectedly and not planned, But I love my new neighborhood. I love my neighbors. It went better than I could have expected, even though it was stressful at the time because my landlord didn't give me much notice. Um, but that's a different type of a negotiation conversation about when you're doing business with people you have personal relationships with and how those boundaries show up or not. Because I know he wouldn't have done the same thing to someone else that would have potentially sued him, but I digress. That's not the point of this. This is about thriving after the fact. So that's why I wanted to name this Thrive Thursday, though, because it feels very appropriate for the channel and it's broad enough that it gives me enough options. Now, speaking of thriving, one way to thrive is to learn from your mistakes and then grow from them. And Coach Sherry, I realized that why it wasn't summarizing those videos. And it was because of the link that I was using. Um, so the link I was using was the live link in the bottom of the live video. So it was like an internal YouTube link. But if you use the link from the browser, then it still worked for all of the live streams. So I did end up using it to summarize one after the fact. Um, so I was really glad to have figured that out. And then I mentioned yesterday that one of the things I had to do was finish this booklet for this gala that I was on the planning committee for, but I won't even be. Wait, I had to finish the booklet and I finished that tonight, which is part of the reason why I had to let my live be late so I could make sure that was done. And so I feel really excited about that though, um, because it was kind of like as they say, the monkey on my back that I was not going to be able to come to the live comfortably with knowing that still needed to be done. Um, so I feel so much more relaxed knowing that my obligations have been met and now I can just have fun with you. So thank you, Coach Sherry, on the Liking Thrive Thursday. I feel like it gives me enough leeway that I can do some things in here. And I had a nice Thrive topic that I mean, not topic, quote that I was going to start with um, by Maya Angelou. Let's see, I might still have that available, um, readily available. And it was, and besides the first things first part, um, it was also the first time I've done that on this particular committee. I've been on the planning committee before, but I've never done this responsibility. And so it was a stretch. So I'm proud of myself for that too. It has been yeah, a bit of consistent things that I've been proud of that I've continued to move forward on. And so 'tis the season. And that's also, I think, what inspired the Thrive Thursday because I have some goals that I would like to achieve. And some of those goals, I feel like documenting and sharing that journey would be content that I would put on my channel as far as some of the pre-recorded content. So Thrive Thursdays can also be a great time to like do live updates if people are watching it and are curious about, hey, how's that going? And I don't know where I was quotes. So that's on the why. Now, the how, I still haven't figured out that format per se, but And the goals I wanted to set, that kind of led me to also why it would be the Thrive Thursday, because I mentioned previously, from having gotten my annual physical this week, which yay to me for that too, um, that I'd gained 10 pounds in the last year. And I do not appreciate that. So, because of that, I wanted to focus on how I can make some change, and commit to some change. And that led me back into the 12-week year. And it's something I've been thinking about doing for some time, but I've never committed to it. This was the Maya Angelou quote. It also feels very apropos about the channel as far as what I want to focus on. But our quote is: My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with passion, compassion, humor, and style. That is definitely descriptive of how I would like to live my life. So that's, and also because there was a point in my life where I was only surviving. I would not say that I was thriving. So it's something I could never go back to, and wouldn't wish on anyone. So, um, oh, that is awesome. Now I knew you were on this planner, but I didn't know it was going to be a 12-week year focus. Well, I do not do the 12-week year well with any modicum of success. I have attempted in past years, and it helped me even get more focused on my goals, but I really want to be more, I want to measure it better, I guess is how I would describe it. Now I'm curious for you, Coach Sherry, how many, I think the reason I failed before too on my 12-week years, I think I set too many goals for the 12 weeks. I had like five pretty audacious goals, and I think that was too many. So my plan was to try it again with maybe three for that 12-week year. And the losing the 10 pounds was going to be one of them. But it's not just about the losing down. I'm trying to shift my body composition. So that 12 weeks would really be about setting a foundation for that new life. I probably should start with reading the whole book. Um, maybe that would help. But you said three, two professional and one personal. Okay. Let me see if I still have my first iteration up and how personal it is, and if I could share. Um, and because I've also been on this I think it's been, you know what, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, it's probably been an excuse not to take more direct action, in that, like, oh, I need the exact right planner to capture this 12-week year. And that's not completely accurate. But okay, let's see. Let me look what was in. Okay, this feels this feels personal, but not like so personal that I wouldn't share it. So here we go. Now, this is what and I feel I don't, oh, this is my 2024 one. Yeah. Mm, maybe I should go back here. Hold on one second. Let me give myself a break. Uh what I really want is to be able to like check off my daily activities and have that roll up to the goal and give me a dashboard. Okay. This might be a good example. It's not, but I did still accomplish a lot, it feels like. But here's what I got, all right? This is what I had originally started. And it did not I'm just going to show what I had for the number of goals basically, or priorities that I had, which is why I think it was too many. So if you can see here, what was supposed to be, I don't know when I put these dates in. I guess I kept making excuses and putting the dates down, and then by March it finally happened. Oh, an accountability group for your 12-week year. So how do you pick when you're going to start? Now, because I do have a girlfriend that does do her 12 weeks year consistently. Because, and the other thing that she does, which I really appreciate, is before she starts a new 12-week year, she calls people for feedback on like what is she really good at? What's a blind spot that they've noticed? To like prep herself for that year. But what I had initially were these four. Are they, am I zoomed in enough? Now let's see how far I got. Okay. I kind of got a little bit far. These don't, but they're from kind of last year. But let's look at my YouTube one here. Allegedly, these would be my strategies, but I hadn't made them like with what consistency I needed to do them. Did I have one? I had a clear thing for this one. And this one just feels like too, huh. Oh, I actually did some of these, but not all of them. So that's as far, yeah, as I got, basically. Now, not that I accomplished none of the things, but not the catalytic growth that is allegedly comes with the 12-week year. I shouldn't say the alleged because I do believe that it's true. I know that it's true. I've seen other people utilize it and leverage it in a way that it's like, you accomplished all that in that amount of time. So, all right. So let's see. I'm lucky that I have you here right now, then, Coach Harry. I coach people every day, and if I introduce them to it, I have them start that day, and I customize the dates to reflect their year. That day? Oh my goodness. And you had someone start today. You know how Oprah says, like, when you know better, you do better? Like, so what I really should be doing, right? Like that, all of the things that you just said are an indicator that I should start today. But okay, let me go back to your other prompt. But you should only do 3, 2 professional and 1 personal. So let me think. This is why some people need coaches. I'm some people, because they will give you that. And like, even with, like physical trainers, right? Where it's one thing if I had to do 8 reps on my own, but if it's 8 reps of somebody being like, come on, get those last 2 out, or depending on who you are and how you're motivated, is like, stop being a punk, get those last 2 done. They might, it depends. But hearing you say, don't wait till Monday or start a month from now. No, do it right now. It's like, oh, there you go, being right. Now and now that it's said, it's out loud. Now I have to do it. It's also why a lot of people avoid therapy, because once you say it, now it's real. Now I got to like do something about it. But okay, I have to start today. So I'm going to start today. Now, the starting count is like picking what my 3 things are. Because I mean, I feel like I'm a good portion of the way there. And the YouTube monetization, that's a no brainer. The paid speaking gig feels like a no-brainer. Um, but those are both professional. Now, personal, oh, yeah, lose the 10 pounds. So there we go. I've got 3. Holy crap. That was the whole point of this Thrive Thursday. Okay, so that can be my very next step is now the mind map for those 3 um goals. Is that your recommendation, Coach Sherry? Thank you for essentially this free coaching session. Um, because I really do think, though, that adopting this framework will really help me thrive even more than I already have been. So that's why I want to give it a good, honest try, unlike my distracted version before. Um, and I would like to see, yeah, what comes out of that. I think I will have greater fulfillment overall and overall happiness. So I'm gonna try it. All right. So next step then is what I'm going to do is throw up all the things I want to accomplish this year in all the areas of your life and mind map all the areas of life and select 3 goals from there. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So here's the thing that I think I will go ahead and I had been toying with the idea. This is my notion. And I think I had showed previously like my travel planner that I made in here. And it's loading. I'll show it. I've made, oh, all I have to do is put it up here. There, duh, Alicia. Yeah, this is my travel planner. This is the template version. And it includes things like for your wardrobe, your packing list. I've made like a wardrobe app, I guess. It's like a closet thing. It was basically I needed to remove some of the cognitive load for a period of time where I had a lot of things to do and had very specific attire. And so I just mapped it all out and then picked out all of my outfits for that whole time and put them all here in my Notion. And let me tell you, that was a tremendous help during that time because it was one less thing I had to think about when I had to think about all of those things. Now, my point of showing my Notion was I when you said start with all the things I want to accomplish in this year or all areas of life, I spent the last few days of 2023 writing. There's this like Steve Harvey video going around about the like write 300 things down that you want to happen in the next year. He recommends like reading them every day and seeing essentially like what between you and God's ears manifest. And when I went down that rabbit hole, I also had someone in the comments of that was saying, yeah, we do this at my church, but we start with gratitude and we have to write down 300 things that we're grateful for. So I did both exercises at the end of last year. I started with 300 things that I'm grateful for before I wrote the 300 things that I wanted. I thought it was going to be hard too, Coach Sherry, but I went all in. Like if I even thought for a minute I might want the thing, I wrote it down. And I found, because at first I was like, I don't think I'm going to come up with 300 things I could want, but it did feel important to start with the gratitude. And I forgot where it was. I think I recorded some of this, because there was at some point with the gratitude that I was like, yeah, my brain broke. But I made connections for things that I had never made connections for in my life. Like some of the traits that my parents were teenagers when they had me. Um, and that's why I always joke that my mom and I grew up together, because we did. And so they've never been together, like, as far as, like, they weren't married or anything like that, and I did not spend time together with both of my parents until I was, like, in my 30s, and it was just by accident. And so, but it was fun to hang out with both of them at the same time. And when I was doing the gratitude exercise, that was the very first time I ever made the connection of character traits or uh things about my personality that I got from both of them. I Because they're very different. And but there are some things that they're very much alike. Um, and that I got from both of them. Like, one thing about all three of us is we're all rather witty and humorous. And I definitely got that from both of them. But I found then, once I finally got to 300 of things that I want, I actually would come up with more. And so I've kept that list, and I'll just add to it every time I come up with something new. Like you were saying today, when you came up with a thing, you're like, I wrote it down. I'm like, yep, I just go back and add to that list. So now I'm on, like, I don't know, 315 or something. Um, and I had been toying around with the idea of, what if I rewrote all of them in my Notion as like a checklist, and then checked them off as they got completed. And actually, I think like six of them have already happened for the year when I did go back and listen to it. So now that you have suggested that this is my next task, is to throw up all of the things that I want, map them out into categories. It'll be so much easier for me to do that in Notion. And then I can theme them around the different areas of life and then I can pull out the top three. They can be my next top three, though, because the lose the 10 pounds is absolutely definitive. The YouTube monetization, and the speaker thing has been on my list for way too long. Almost everything that even shows up on this list are things that I've just been in my own way about. So we're just gonna get out of my own way and make it happen. That's the plan. Just like I got out of my own way to make day 36 happen. Yay! And I, inspired by you, Coach Sherry, have been attempting to see what my short strategy could be. And I have a short right now that I used from the previous live stream. Right. It's about the growth. Growth. Exactly. And that's been the main thing that I feel like has been the positive out of even this challenge, is the mindset shift. But yeah, this is the most views I've ever gotten on a short, and it's up to 215 views now. I'm pretty, now it hasn't necessarily led to anyone subscribing to the channel or anything, but I think that's fine, because I also think if people are anything like me, I probably have to see a creator multiple times in my shorts before I'm like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and subscribe. It's very rarely that I'll see like one short video and be like, oh, yeah, that's right up my alley. Let me get. So I'll take it. But yeah, I know that's what you said, and I my shorts views are like even worse than any of the other things. So that's why I'm like, how is this working? But here's the thing: I think your shorts are quality though, and that might be why it wasn't working for me because I think I was just throwing anything at the wall and seeing it stick. So because I feel like your shorts are more like a very for your desire to do storytelling, make and continue to hone your skills in that area. I think you do a really good job of storytelling in your shorts, in which it's a full it's yeah, it's complete. It doesn't feel like if there's a message or a piece of information that you're supposed to get from it, it's very clear, and you don't feel like, what was that about? What was the point? Right? So I think that's why you've been having success with it for sure, because you've been doing it really well. And let's see if there was anything. I mean, we covered most of the things actually that I had written down for today's Thrive Thursday. I was going to do my welcome introduction. So I did my greeting, talked about the Thrive Thursday announcement, uh, thriving, not just surviving, and thinking about the 12-week year. And it ended up being a free coaching session with Coach Sherry. Now, I will share this journey um, because I really enjoy watching that kind of content as far as like when people are trying to progress on something and how they're doing and their willingness to even share that journey. So that more to come on that. But I have made it to over 30 minutes on the live stream, meaning day 36 is complete. I really need to get some sound effects in this live stream because I want to, yay! I want one of those. Thank you, Coach Sherry. I hear the yay right from your emoji. So that is day 36 on May 9th. I hope to see you again tomorrow for day 37. If you are watching on the replay, don't forget to subscribe so you can come back for more. Have a good night.